So it's been 4 years since I've stopped smoking. Honestly, I didn't even believe that I will be able to really stop. You know, I've tried to stop before that for a couple of times. Most of the time it was on the very beginning of the year, you know, as a New Year's resolution. It's a classic. Anyways, then one day I just decided that I will try it, stick to that and just stop. And then there was the year when I stopped drinking. I didn't drink alcohol for 1 year, and both of these cases of these, you know, bad habits had something in common, and that is I wasn't really doing it like forever. I wasn't stopping forever. I didn't tell this to my mind. With the smoking, it was like I was trying to stop. It wasn't like I will never ever smoke again. I was just trying. You know, I allowed myself to, you know, be a little free in this. I wasn't like that I will never ever do it again, because this really stressed me. And the same thing was when I decided to stop drinking for 1 year. I didn't decide to stop forever. I just told myself, okay, let's try it for 1 year. There was one thing that started this. First, it was that I realized I'm addicted to the alcohol, so I didn't want to do this. And then one day I got so drunk that I was out of control of myself. So these things really started it. I think that it was most important to do not think about this is final. It's like forever. Because, you know, when you trick yourself, you trick your brain to think that, okay, this is just temporary, it's not forever. It's really very much easier than when you have in your mind, okay, that's forever, I will never do it again. The times before I actually stopped smoking and it didn't really work out, it was always because I thought to myself, like, this is forever, I'm never going to smoke again. And at the same time my brain was telling me, okay, just one more. That's the thing. I think that this is really the reason why I was successful in it. You know, it's 4 years and I'm sure this is it for the rest of my life. During the first year of non-smoking, I just realized that I just don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to go through this more times than once, like, you know, the stopping of smoking, the urge and these, you know, feelings that I had during this time. You know, at the beginning of stopping smoking, I wasn't telling myself this is like forever. But then during the year, I just, you know, came to this, that I can already tell my brain that, yeah, okay, that's forever, I will never smoke again. Okay, so yeah, that was the smoking. And with the drinking, it was a little bit different because, you know, obviously I didn't have any problems, like physical problems with the smoking, but I had really bad hangovers from this. And then there was the moral hangover, and so I decided to stop for 1 year. You know, I just got rid of the addiction. I'm not non-drinker. You know, when I got rid of the addiction, I really look in a different angle on the drinking, because before that I was drinking because I wanted to be drunk or I wanted to, you know, have some fun, and I really wasn't able to have fun without it. Or I was, but I didn't know it, and I was so used to that. There is more fun when I'm drunk. And now, when I stopped drinking, I got to see, you know, the world from the other side. Because, you know, when I didn't drink and I went out with my friends and they were drinking and I wasn't, you know, at first it was fun for me because I got to see them, like how they're changing through the evening, and it was, you know, fun to watch. But then it just started to, you know, be a little bit annoying, because at certain state of drunkenness of my friends, I wasn't even able to have a conversation with them, because you don't really see it when you're drunk. Everything seems okay, but it just stopped being fun. And then I started to rather be at home with myself, just alone at home, you know, doing some boring stuff like reading. I don't say that I don't go out sometimes, but it's really not that often. It's just not to go for drinks. It's just going for coffee or tea or, you know, food or something just without the alcohol.
And there is another thing. When quitting anything, it is important to not give up on the first failure. Let's say you didn't smoke for a week and then you had one. You feel horrible that you let yourself down, but it doesn't have to end like this. You can continue anyways. And this applies for whatever habit you are trying to gain or get rid of.
So I'm about to start a new today's lesson from the challenge I committed to this January, and it's actually 8th of January. Honestly, I don't know if I believe that I'm able to continue to do it every day, but actually it works. Till this day it works, so I hope it will continue. I've created this little habit tracker here to this challenge or 31 days of yoga. So as you see, I have crossed already 7 days, and because today I'm alone here, I've created this atmosphere I really like. So I have here this scent, it's jasmine, some candles over there. I kind of lost track of doing yoga for myself. I'm doing it for the people. I'm not really focusing on myself on these lessons. I'm really focusing on the people so they do it right and do not hurt themselves. Big responsibility. I'm really glad that I started this because I'm starting to feel the consciousness and the peace that yoga gives me. So I'm going to do this.